back to A Well-Designed Business. My name is LuAnn Nigara, and I'm so glad you found this podcast. Together with my husband Vince and our partner Bill, we have grown our company WindowWorks from the ground up. So I know and I understand the challenges you face in running your interior design business. I also know that your talent alone isn't enough to ensure your success. So on this podcast, we talk about strategies and practical steps to help you grow your business. But make no mistake about it, we have our share of fun here too, mixed in with those aha moments that I love so much. This isn't fluff. Nobody has time for that. Whether you are a new interior designer or a seasoned designer, I am here to help you create and to manage the kind of interior design firm that you dream of. It's straight talk and it's action. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hi, welcome to A Well-Designed Business. Today, I'm calling it a What Would Lou Do show, but I have to tell you, I didn't get an email about this. But it is what I would do. So I thought, why not, right? Here's the thing. We're winding down 2023, and a question on a lot of our minds, especially if you just attended LuAnn Live a couple of weeks ago, is how are we going to turn our ahas from this year into action items? For those of you who were at LuAnn Live, first of all, high five to you and thank you, thank you, thank you. What an incredible time we had. I appreciate the way you showed up with such an open heart and open mind and just shared and talked and did all of the things. I cannot tell you how much joy and happiness it was for me to be with you for those 4 days. So thank you. And here's the thing. If you were there, you know that we left with a lot of ideas, and we're probably still trying to wrap our head around many of them. And if you did attend, then thankfully you still have the opportunity ahead of you to work with Amber and myself at our follow-up accountability Zoom session coming up in December 2023. So keep your eyes on your email for that RSVP, okay? But if you weren't able to join us, I know that you too have been working hard on your business throughout the year. You've been listening to the podcast or you've been working with your coach. And so today I want to share some of the incredible advice that Amber De La Garza shared with us at LuAnn Live. And her first tip to all of us was to get our crap together. Okay. I just love this lady. All right. Here's the truth. We do need to get our crap together, but it's also an acronym that Amber uses. C is for capture our ahas, our ideas, our lessons, and write them down. Then we have to R, review them. Decide what's really an aha, an idea, and what's a distraction. And then AP, we have to make an action plan. Simple, right? But you've heard me say 1,000 times, simple doesn't always mean easy. So here we are in Q4. This is the perfect time for this conversation because we still have a few productive weeks in 2023 left so that we can check some boxes and we can plan to hit the ground running in 2024. Amber reminded us to begin with the end in mind. I'm sure you recognize this from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. It's great advice. But what does it mean exactly? It means we have to know where we are going, because if we don't know where we're going, we won't know how to get there. It reminds me of the famous saying by Yogi Berra, if you don't know where you're going, you'll wind up somewhere else. I mean, right? How could you not? Okay. So before we get started here in wrapping up Q4 and planning for Q1, I'm going to ask you to look just a little further out. Okay, we're going to keep our actionables focused on the next few months, but in order to make the most out of them, we have to have a destination in mind. So think about, where do you want to be this time next year? What does your day look like? What does your income look like? What kind of projects are you doing? What kind of things are you doing in your personal time? What does it feel like to wake up a year from now at this time in 2024? Think about it. Then go out 3 years. Go out 5 years. So here's the thing. I'm sure thoughts are running through your mind, and I appreciate that. But this is not something you do while you are also creating a floor plan or going for a walk or doing your laundry. I want you to sit down and think about this. Get quiet, get clear, get focused on your true goals for yourself and your business. Not what someone else wants for you, not what someone else is doing, and not what you think you're supposed to be doing. Okay? When you do this kind of self-discovery with intention, you might discover that you've been so focused on a path that you set out on a year or 5 or 10 years ago that you didn't realize it's not the path you want to be on any longer. Okay, when you give yourself permission to sit, think, and explore, to feel, to dream, you may be surprised at what you actually learn about what you want. I always say to my chairman of the board clients at the very beginning, wave a magic wand. There are no obstacles. There are no, well, I can't do it nows. There are no, I'm not able to's. There are no, I can't haves. There are no, I can't do's. There's no, I can't affords. Just tell me, just explore for yourself. What does your business and your life look like? Because as we have learned and proved to ourselves over the 4 days at LuAnn Live, the best version of your well-designed business is only achievable through a well-designed life. They're intertwined without question. So both must be considered, okay? So sit and do the work, okay? Find some space in your calendar to do it. And then once you've done that, I want you to really see this vision for your life and your business. I want you to feel it. I want you to really understand the power of it. And then we have to ask, how are we going to get there? And this is where reverse engineering comes in. This is what Amber's talking about. Once we have the end in mind, then we can create the plan and the map to get there. Okay? Now, the great part is you're not starting from scratch. I know you're not. I bet you were already doing amazing things. Okay, now here's the big aha from Amber. She had 3 questions for us, and I'm going to share them with you because I want you to consider them too. Okay, once you have this plan, once you have this vision, you can feel it, you can taste it, you can smell it. It's real. Okay, then with that in mind, you think of that. And then you ask yourself these 3 questions. And I will tell you that this moment at LuAnn Live was such a resounding aha moment for so many of us. It was like, whoa. So, here, are you ready? Here's the first question. Now, thinking about where you want to go, right? So we're reverse engineering. We know what we want to have happen in our life and our business next year. We've got that firmly set in our mind. And here's the first question Amber says to ask yourself. With that in mind, what are the things you will continue to do? Think about this. We all have things we are already doing well, doing great, in fact. And what I thought was so incredible about this is that so often when we goal plan, we only see our gaps, okay? And this was a major aha reminder for each of us, and now for you, to see the habits, the skills, the talents, the systems that we are already doing and that we are happy about and we are proud of. It's pretty deep, isn't it? This is one of the reasons why I adore Amber. She drops these nuggets on me all the time, okay? So I just, for me, when I was in the audience and I heard that, it was like, because, when you do your goal setting and you put out like what you want to have happen in a year, even when you do it in a 10-minute session like we did, I don't know about you, but you're probably like me. My brain goes to some pretty lofty places, right? And then, usually the next thing is, I don't know, something that your brain just goes, oh, wow, this is going to be hard. But when the first question is, what will I continue to do? That was like a huge weight off of my heart. I was like, oh yeah, there's lots of things that I'm already doing that are super good and actionable and cool and fun and productive. And you know what? Yeah, let's take a minute to write those things down. Let's get some high fives going here. Let's get some pats on the back. Okay? So I love this step and I want you to do it. I don't want you to do it while you're walking and doing the laundry. I want you to come back later and do it. It's powerful. What are the things you will continue to do? All right? Second question. What are the things you're going to stop doing? Right? What are the things you're going to stop doing? If you have said, I want to wrangle my health, I want to feel good, I want to, have more energy, I want to sleep better, all the things. Are you hitting the snooze button instead of getting up and doing it? So are you going to stop hitting the snooze button? Right? Is there an employee on your team that is just like you're tolerating them? Are you going to stop tolerating mediocrity in your business this year? Okay? So think about it. What are the things that you are going to stop doing in 2024? I think it feels like you can do it when you just say, I'm going to stop doing this, right? All right. And then finally, question number 3, Amber said, what are the things you're going to start doing? I love it. I love it. Like, what are the things? Today, I'm going to what? What are you going to do? Remember me back in June 23? I said, every single day, I am going to start by moving my body no less than 8 minutes before I put my computer on. It's 6 months later. I'm like a different person physically. Literally, I'm telling you that lousy 8 minutes. I would tell you that 4 to 5 days a week, it literally is only 8 minutes. 2 or 3 days a week, I do a half hour, do 45 minutes. But you know what it was? I was not doing the 8 minutes for week and month and year and year. And that's how I got so far away from who I am at my core. So the thing is, what are you going to start doing? Just start. It's easier than you think, right? Now, again, I'm sure as you're listening, you're getting lots of information in your head about all these things. But I don't want you to rush through these questions. Think about what you are doing well and why it's serving you. Think about what you're going to stop doing. In addition to the personal actions or habits that you're going to stop doing, think about it in your business, what you're going to stop doing. Maybe there's a service that you don't want to do anymore. Maybe you don't like doing color consultations. Like, just take it off the website. Stop doing it. Okay? Like, maybe you don't like doing renovations. Nope, sorry. I like to do furnishing and decoration. Stop doing it. Okay? This is the thing. It's your business. You can do it. Don't continue to do the things that you should stop doing and start doing the things you should do. Okay? All right. You do you, right? That's the thing. Do what makes you happy, what creates profit, and what fits into the vision of your life. Remember, you're answering these 3 questions based on what you imagined for yourself next year. So this is the map. This is the creation of the action items. Okay? And it's okay to change, to grow, and to pivot. All right. The other thing is, keep in mind, you don't have to be everything to everyone. Sometimes trimming out and cutting out is the best thing we can do. Maybe by taking away services or changing your business offerings, it brings you closer to your niche and to your ideal client. Okay? Maybe for you, it means hiring something out. You have to sit with these questions and come back to them again and again, to really get to the heart of the meat, the heart of this exercise for yourself and your business. Okay? Now, one thing is when we talk about the what are we going to start doing part, sometimes we freeze here, right? Sometimes we freeze here because on one hand, it's exciting. What are we going to start doing? But sometimes it's overwhelming and it can feel scary. But guess what? I want you to know when you have these feelings, this little bit of like, am I really going to do that? Is that what I'm going to do next? Oh my goodness. That's when you're growing. That's the magic. All right. A little risk. A little risk is where you test what you're capable of. Okay. So don't avoid that. Okay. Don't avoid it. You can do it and push through. I know you can. All right. So here's the thing. Amber has been on the show several times. Of course, she has her own podcast. Let's not forget that, The Productivity Specialist, which we'll link in the show notes. But she's been on my podcast, 385, 577, and 803, which we will also link. She's also a co-author in my third book, A Well-Designed Business, The Power Talk Friday Experts, Volume 2. I mentioned to you multiple times, she is my productivity coach, and she can be yours as well. Okay? So here's the thing. Why did I ask her to do this? Well, you know that I autopsy every initiative in my business, and LuAnn Live is no exception. In fact, as I'm recording this, we had our LN Live 2023 autopsy just yesterday. 5 hours, 12 of the people on my team were there for this autopsy. And my integrator, Stephanie, who, by the way, is from C-Suite Boutique, which we'll also link that episode in the show notes, Stephanie broke down every single bit of the event. She created an agenda with everything broken down, from marketing to ticketing to the venue selection to the venue execution to the content that we put out, to the execution of the event, to the interactions with sponsors and with attendees. Like, we literally pulled every bit of it apart. What did we do well? What did we not do so well? What could we change? How could we avoid the things that we didn't feel that we did so well? We even had a line item about the food. Yeah, don't get me started. If you were there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? So here's the thing. When we did the autopsy of 2019 and 2021 LuAnn Lives, what we learned is that the firehouse, the fire hose of ideas is exciting and it's fun. And everybody's like, oh, worth all my money because I got so many different, and so many great business ideas and ideas to take back. But it was overwhelming. This is what I kept hearing over and over again. And so I knew that this had to be addressed for this event. And that's why Amber was on hand each morning and at the end of each day to sort of just like help us do a little woosah, like a little breathe. Like, you learned a lot today. Not all of it applies to you. Not all of it is for today. Some of it can be for what she called the parking lot, the future. Okay. So that we could focus on what was important to each of our individual businesses so that we could create this map, this action item list. Okay, so here we are. We've captured our ahas. We've reviewed them to make sure that they align with our business and our personal goals. We have our goals in mind, and now we are ready to make the action plan. This is getting our crap together, right? Capture the ahas, review them, and then make the AP, the action plan. Okay, this is where you start to prioritize. Okay, so as you work through this, when you work through this, gosh help me, if you work through this, you will see how the big abstract ideas start to become manageable, realistic, and doable. It's like the gym. You walk in the gym and you see 9,000 pieces of equipment and you're like, I don't even know how to operate this stuff. And then you get a lesson. And the trainer tells you, oh, well, this is how you set the weight and you set the seat and all the things. You're like, oh, I could do that. Okay. But the thing is, just like the gym, in order to get healthier, you have to show up. We can't just make the training list. So you can't just make your action items. You have to show up and do the work. Okay. So please don't just listen along, nod your head, and keep moving. I encourage you, when you're done with this episode, go to your calendar, select a day or a half a day, and do the work. Show up for yourself. I don't care if you can't do it in Q4. I don't care if you're booked out with all of your commitments for your clients for the holidays. Put it down for one of the mornings after the week between Christmas and New Year. Put it down for the week of January, the second week of January. I don't care. Any day is better than not. Any day is better than no day. Okay? All right? The thing that will happen when you do this is you will like it. You will feel better afterwards. It's like going to that gym. You feel better after every workout. And here's what's going to happen. When you do it that one day, I bet you will put it in your calendar for 6 months later, and you'll do it bi-yearly. And then what'll happen is you'll get such reward from doing it, you'll start to do it quarterly. Okay? Because just like the gym, when you do it, it works. You feel better. First you feel better. Then you feel great. Then you feel awesome. And it's the same. When you actually learn to become the CEO in your business and you do it with intention, it will feel awesome. I promise. Okay? And the beauty is you do not have to do everything all at once. You just have to do the one thing that moves the needle forward, and then do it again, and then do it again. My friend Nancy Ganskopfer, who is one of the keynote sponsors at LuAnn Live, said during her presentation, let's do it all. Yeah, let's do it all. But let's do it one step at a time. How about that? I love that. Nancy guides interior designers to confidence and profitability in her Profit Insiders Academy. Check out the link. We will put it at the show notes. And if you were at LuAnn Live, don't forget to check out your box of money for the special offer from Nancy for the Profit Insiders Academy. All right? Now, one step at a time, and we're getting somewhere, right? So what's next? Well, we've got our map, but we still have to figure out how to get there. Which route is best? And on top of that, is it planes, trains, or automobiles? All right? And of course, Amber has more answers for us. First, you have to figure out what the action item actually is. Is it a task? Is it a project? Is it a routine? Okay. So now you've got your list, and now you're going to go back and look at the things on your list. And she's saying, look at it carefully. Is this thing, this action item that you've put down, is it a task? Simple, easy, do it, execute it. Is it a project? Does it need, more planning, more moving parts? Or is it a routine? Because once you know that, then you give it a date, and this can be a start date or a start and finish date, but you go and you calendar it, okay? And then she says you need to figure out what resources you need in order to make this action item a reality. She asks us, when we look at this action item, to, in addition to considering is it a task, a project, or a routine, she asks us to consider, do we need time to do it? Do we need money to do it? Do we need people to do it? Do we need a new skill set to do it? Do we need technology to do it? You see? Because when you know these things, it's so much easier to take that next step. And with each step, you're closer to your destination. So this whole thing that she's teaching us is how to break it down. Instead of just having this big, glaring, wishy kind of, lofty goal, she's walking us through all of the steps to keep narrowing it down to the thing that we're going to do next. Okay? The best part is that when you figure out what resources you need, you can come back here, because chances are we have a show on it. We've got shows on finances, on tech, on system, on marketing, you name it. Go to LuAnnNigara.com. And when you click on podcast, click on collections, and there they are. There's all the collections on all the things you could ever want to find. And you will find all of the people who have walked us through all the different strategies to do the different things for all the different areas of our business. Okay. Now, the thing is, it's funny talking about Nancy. If you go back to episode 810, I walk you through my specific Nancy G ladder of services. Okay. Like literally in my world, what are all the different ways that I start by bringing and showing you and sharing value with you from a free podcast all the way to the end of the line. Okay. And I also say, if you've ever wondered why I use the term, whenever I say the term ladder of service, I say our Nancy G ladder of services. Sometimes people are like, why do you always call it the Nancy G ladder of services? Just like I say the Erica Ward transferable skills, right? It's because I first heard that term ladder of services on an early interview with Nancy, episode 159. And since then, anytime I hear that phrase, I think of her. And so I throw the credit, right? But I encourage you to listen to that episode as well. It's a great episode. Okay. So in addition to the 3 podcasts under my umbrella, A Well-Designed Business, Window Treatments for Profit, and The Inner Edit with Christy Rocha, we also have blogs on my website, and you can find the articles that I've written for the Window Fashion Vision magazine and Architectural Digest Pro, and my books with all of the amazing co-authors and Power Talk Friday experts. Okay? Here's the thing. I think when you pay attention, you'll see that I surround myself with people who teach me. Of course, I think it's amazing and a benefit that they teach you too. But actually, I'm getting taught all along the way as we do this, okay? Some of these people that teach me are my industry partners. If you were at LuAnn Live, maybe you met some of them. Sarah Danielli of My Doma, John Dupre of Revel Woods, Nicole Heimer of Glory and Brand, Fernando Duque from Duke Renders, Peter Lang, Michelle Williams, oh my goodness, Claire Jefford. Here we go. I'm going to start naming them all and then leave somebody out, right? The thing is, sometimes the people we need go beyond our projects, right? If you're a regular listener, you know I put value on coaching. I firmly believe that the best entrepreneurs out there always have a coach. It's more than that. I don't just believe it. I know it to be true. I know it to be true, whether we're talking about our industry or other industries. Every single time you read the biography of a major, entrepreneur, CEO, bad what, you learn that they had coaches and mentors, and they paid for this up-leveling of this personal and professional development along the way. So as you are capturing and reviewing your ahas, as you're making your action plan and determining what resources you need to move forward, consider that coaching and people may be one of those resources, okay? And I get it. If you're just getting started, the podcast can be considered coaching. My goodness, look at Sarah Brennan. This woman is what I constantly call the poster child of the podcast. She grew her business by listening to this show and all of the experts and the designers that share their information. But literally within 6 months, 1 year of starting her business, she started to invest in forms of coaching. Okay. The Power Talk Friday tour, all the things. Okay. And the way she's grown her business is literally a testament to the combination of hearing information, acting on the information, and then the constant reinvestment into yourself and your business, both personally and professionally. Okay. LuAnn Live was filled with amazing coaches in so many areas, okay, like Amber and Tracy Connell, who through her program, The Gloss, is helping you create and normalize wealth in your business. Michelle Williams was there, and she helps us with our finances. My cousin Eileen was there, leading us, teaching us to lead and live and work and joy. Rachel Johansson was there, a luxury brand strategist. Anna Nelson in finding your unique value proposition, or as I will forever call it, your Fred Burns only. Okay. The thing is, if you want help, you can find help. All right. That's the bottom line. As you go into 2024 and as you walk through this exercise of what you imagine you want your business to be, what you're deciding you want your business to be, and you walk through the steps of, what will I continue to do? What will I stop doing? What will I start doing? And is this a task, a project? Or, is this something that I need money, time, tech? Walk through it again, all right? The thing is that one last thing I want to say about all this is the theme about health and wealth, all right? We had an aha, one of the women there, Julie Hash, who owns JSH Designs, which is a custom window treatment and soft furnishing studio in North Carolina. She said that one of her aha moments was that she used to make time to be on the tennis court. And that for her, that spilled into positive things in her life in many ways, not just her personal enjoyment and being in shape, but also for her business. So like Julie, maybe, like for Julie specifically, maybe a tennis coach will serve her best rather than a business coach. Okay. But that's just it. I want you to think about this, and I want you to go back and do this episode with you in mind, and consider what 2024 will be for you. And what does your entire person need to be happy and successful and profitable? Okay? You never know. But my point is that you will always have to be educating yourself and surrounding yourself with others that will lift you up and help you to keep taking those steps one at a time. Another great way to do this is with LuAnn University. If the resource you need is skill set, right, in that list, look no further. There are 8 different 3-hour intensive classes. These are great for the skill sets you need now. Each class is set up for you to get immediate success, to leave the class and 3 hours later be able to do something better. So like Ariane Belazar teaches video for creatives, because I mean, if we have one more person tell us how important video is, I don't know what I'm gonna do, right? But it's here, we have to do it. Okay, it's not going away. And my friend Peter Lang, securing financial success for your business. I don't think I need to explain why you need to know how to do that anymore. Let's just leave it there, okay? Or Tracy Connell's buy wholesale for profit. This isn't just a step towards your goal. That's a leap towards your goal of profitability, learning how to buy wholesale for profit, okay? And this time I'm actually teaching a course. I'm going to teach my first book, The Making of a Well-Designed Business. This book covers the foundation of a profitable business. If you are newer in business, this is no-brainer for you to be in this course, okay? If you are seasoned in business and you find that you are either A, not profitable, B, have created a job, making yourself 50, 70, 80K a year rather than actually creating wealth for yourself, or if you're finding that you just feel like you're banging your head against the wall and it's been 5, 10, 15, or 20 years and you're like, when does the thing crack open and this makes sense to me, then this is for you. Because if you're seasoned and you're not profitable, you're struggling like that, it's pretty likely that you have overlooked one of these foundational areas. And by simply tackling it, you can change the trajectory of your business for the better. 100% for the newbie business owner, I would say 1 to 5 years without question, okay? The card is open now for early bird registration, which will end December 6th. That's when early bird ends. The 5-week courses are amazing, and the fun part is that you can bundle them for a true university experience. For example, Jenny Slingerland and Kathleen Anderson are teaching Design for Construction 101 and 201, respectively. And yes, they are great to take together, right? Absolutely wonderful to take together, and we give you a discount when you do. Or if you need to get your operation systems tightened up and your sales systems tightened up, then we've got a 1-2 punch for you there as well. If you're an interior designer, combine Sarah Brennan's Process Leads to Profits with Jessica Harling's Make a Friend 7-Step Selling System. And if you're a window treatment pro, combine Vita's Systems-Driven Operations with Jessica's Make a Friend 7-Step Selling System. These are powerful courses when taken together, and they will dramatically impact your business. Okay, here's the thing. The number one complaint I hear is that the design schools, the design certification courses, they don't teach you the business side. And, heaven forbid if you're running a business or a design or a window treatment business and you've had no education in this area, right? Many of us are exactly in that boat. No one taught us the product side of our business. We did it by the School of Hard Knocks, okay? But these are the business courses that you're missing, that are missing in the industry. Each class is designed to fill a gap that I have personally learned through 1,000 interviews and hundreds of coaching clients of my own, that these are the places that no one is teaching. Okay? So here's the thing. No excuses anymore. You can't say no one taught me. There's nowhere to learn this stuff. Okay? That's off the table because we're teaching it to you. Courses kick off January 2024. As of right now, I am not running the university later in the year. This is the only semester I'm planning for 2024. Okay. So head over to luannigara.com/LNU to see all the classes and to register today. Okay. And whatever you do, remember, one step at a time. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be grand. For you, the step may be, I'm going to continue to listen to the podcast and put the lessons into action. Still follow this system that I just outlined of Amber's, okay? For someone else, it might be, yeah, I'm going to get some of these classes and I'm going to make a difference in my business. For someone else, it might be, I'm going to go to my box of money because I was at LuAnn Live and I am going to invest big time in some coaching or consultants or a new website or whatever it is. The important thing is to begin with the end in mind. Plan what you want so you can make a plan to get there, okay? And then one foot in front of the other, right? You'll see where you're going. You see how it feels. You'll see if you need to reassess. But with the plan, you know that you're on your way, all right? And while you're on your way, decide to be excellent. Thank you for joining me today. This podcast is a production of LuAnn Nigara, Inc. If you want to know more about me, my books, or LuAnn University, go to LuAnnNigara.com. And if you are interested in having WindowWorks help you with your next window treatment or awning project in the New York, New Jersey metro area, go to WindowWorksNJ.com to learn more. Have an excellent day.